Most beloved performers in all of music. Her brand new album, Halos and Horns, has been hailed by critics and fans alike. Let's give a warm welcome for Miss Dolly Parton.
You got
We've had fans lined up all afternoon to see you.
Good. Well, I've been waiting all afternoon to see them, too.
Well, you look beautiful. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Well, thank you for
having me. I've got your new
me.
CD here I want to get a shot of. Halos and Horns. This is an amazing CD. You produced it. And I read that making this album was a little bit different for you. Tell everybody about making this CD.
Well, actually, I was putting together a band because I've just got a new group together, and we're going on the road for the first time in about 10 years. And I was up in East Tennessee auditioning people for the band, and I thought, well, I'll just take a bunch of songs I've written in the studio, check out all these musicians. And we got to recording, and it got to sounding so good, we thought, well, you know what, we ought to just make a record out of this. So we did. We used my new group. They're called the Blue Neeks, and we all kind of pitched in, and everybody had their great ideas. And so we just kind of come up with what we think is a good CD.
Well, let's talk about the title, Halos and Horns. Everybody can relate to that, I'm sure. Where did the title come from?
Well, I just thought it was a good title because I think it kind of explains how we basically are. I know for myself, I'm always too good to be really bad, and I'm too bad to be really good. And I think most people relate to that. But I want to be really good. So I thought, well, this kind of talks about that. It's like how we just kind of ask God to forgive us for all our sins, and then we take off our horns and wear halos again. But we try.
And then we party.
And then we party. And pray some more.
And pray some more, absolutely. There's a fan, all the songs are great on the CD, but one that stands out is the cover of Led Zeppelin's Stairway to Heaven. I'm going to be honest with you. When I heard you were going to do a cover of Stairway to Heaven, I thought, that's a little bit, could be a little tricky, but this song is phenomenal. Tell us about making that.
Well, first of all, I didn't do it to be gimmicky or to see how different I could be. I've always loved the song. I always thought it was a great song. And I believe that a good song can be done a lot of ways. And it's a song that I just thought, I'd try. And if it turned out good, I'd put it on the CD. And if it didn't turn out good, nobody'd ever know the difference. But we had good luck with Shine that we did on the last album. And people like that. We did win a Grammy. And then I had done some other cover things before. I had done Time for Me to Fly. I even did Help, the Beatles things years ago. And so I thought, well, I'm going to give this a shot. And because we got a great band, I think they did a good job. And I think, well, they might throw tomatoes and eggs at me when I try to sing it. But hopefully, people seem to be liking it.
Oh, it's a phenomenal song. What do you guys think about that song? You like it, right? Well, were you nervous about how Robert Plant and Jimmy Page were to react to it? Did they give their blessing when they heard the final cut?
That's a good question. I was really nervous how Robert Plant and Jimmy Page, who wrote the song, would react because it is such a classic. And people like you just saying, you're not doing Stairway to Heaven, are you? I said, yeah, I am. So I did a few little ad-libs. I didn't really change the song, but in order to justify doing the choir, because I wanted to make it more of a gospel song, I just threw in a few little ad-libs to make it more like somebody trying to get to heaven. And I thought, well, anytime you change a word at all in a song, you have to get a clearance from the writers and the publishers. And I sent it out. Weeks went by, I heard nothing, and I thought, oh, they're not going to let me do it. They hate it. They hate it. And so finally, I found out they had been out of town, and they sent word that they loved it, and they was proud of it, and that it was fine, the little ad-libs I threw in.
It is a wonderful song. Now, as a songwriter, how do you feel when other artists cut your material? How did you feel when Whitney Houston did I Will Always Love You?
I felt great, especially when the millions started rolling in. But, to be honest, that's a good question, especially since we've been talking about songs like Stairway to Heaven. Right. Every artist will take a song and make it their own. I know Stairway to Heaven meant something different to me than it might have meant to other people. I always thought of it as a gospel song, but when Whitney did her version of I Will Always Love You, it was a completely different emotional feeling, but she sings so big and so great, I thought, whoever thought my little old song would sound that big and that good? But I was real honored and real proud, and they're not the way you write them, but the song stands on its own, I think. Not just mine, but any good song will stand up.
And speaking of writing good songs, you've written over 3,000 songs. Is that correct?
Well, I've written more than that. I've registered 3,000. I've got hundreds that I've recorded and other people have recorded, and I got boxes and drawers full of songs. But I've been writing songs since I was a little kid. When I was about 7 years old, I started playing guitar real serious and started writing some serious songs at 7, heartbreaking songs.
Right.
But I just write almost every day because I just love to rhyme stuff, and everything touches me, and I see other people's problems and I write about them too. I think, well, if you can't say what you need to say, I can say it for you because I love to write. So that's one of my favorite things to do, is to write.
And you do a great job. One of the great songs on Halos and Horns is Dagger Through the Heart, and we have a video. We're going to world premiere. Dolly, would you do the honors for us and introduce your video?
Ladies and gentlemen, from my new album, Halos and Horns, this is the world premiere video of Dagger Through the Heart.
That was the world premiere of Dolly's Dagger Through the Heart. I know, wipe those tears. That was emotional.
It's a crying song.
Wonderful video. It's a simple video, but very powerful. Where did the idea for the video come from?
Well, we didn't really know what we should do with a song that sad. So it was really, well, we didn't, because it's like to put a whole bunch of stuff behind it. It didn't seem to make sense. And somebody said, well, you're too old to have people that close up in your face on a camera. I said, yeah, but I'm sad enough. So anyhow, we just thought that it would be best if people could just see the emotion coming out of me. And besides that, we did it cheaper, too. That was really the motivation behind it.
Well, I mean, the tears are obviously real, emotionally.
Yes, they were
Where did you have to go to get to that place to shoot this?
I didn't have to go far. I've been through enough sadness in my life, and a lot of the people that I love the most, I've seen them go through divorces and hard times. It's like all I have to do is think of someone that I love and something I've been hurt with, and it just like kind of comes up there. I was actually surprised that there was that much emotion, because I didn't think I could do it, because usually if you're going to cry in a video, which I didn't know for sure I was going to do that, you usually have to have some ammonia or to blow something in your eye or stick your finger in your eye or something. But they just came out, and I couldn't stop crying. And we did several takes, and every time I'd start it, it'd just come right up again. And
you had an effect on the film crew that were taping you, right?
Well, yes, because it was so sad. Everybody's so used to seeing me so happy, and I have a happy heart, but I've suffered a lot in my life, and everything touches me deeply. But there were a lot of people. In fact, Steve Buckingham, my producer and friend, and he came by just to see about it. He's the guy that heads the label that I'm on, too, so he was just coming to check on me and see how the video was doing. Well, he started to cry. He said, I can't stand to see you that sad. I got to get out of here. So several people in the studio, Judy, my friend, she had to leave. She said, I don't want to see you cry. I said, well, then get your butt out of here. Because I'm crying.
Absolutely. You did a great job in the video. Let's talk about summer plans. You're on tour right now in support of the CD. It's the first time out in 10 years. How's the road treating you?
Well, it's good. We're having a great time. We're doing some wonderful shows in small places, but the crowds are great, and we love it. So we're going to probably do some more touring even into next year. But we're just having the best time being back out there.
You guys look for Dolly Parton. She's going to be on the road. And we have 20 copies of her Halos and Horns CD to give away. Give us a call right now, 1-866-877-4CMT. Dolly, thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you. Well, you're just a doll, and I appreciate you.
Dolly Parton, everybody. We're going to take a quick break here, folks, but the debut of Emerson Drives, the video is on the way. Keep it tuned in to Most Wanted Live.